Late Brief went to see the new Mandalorian movie. Solid 7 out of 10 for me. Nice. Oh, speaking of movies. Guys, I saw Project Hail Mary. I'll admit, Project Hail Mary is why I didn't have my episode out on Tuesday, because it's a long movie. that's a long movie. I needed that time to finish the episode. But I watched it. I took Khan to the cinema on Tuesday. And great movie. Loved it. Very good. Had me laughing multiple times. Or giggling, should I say. Not full out laughing, but gave me some good giggles. It was very enjoyable. I would say there's a few like little holes that I was like, how does this happen with this? Obviously, I'm not going to spoil anything if you haven't seen it. It's really good and you should see it. Even if you don't like sci-fi, you should check it out. But yeah, there's a couple little things that I was like, this doesn't really make a lot of sense, but I'm just gonna like assume, I'm just gonna like stitch the story together myself and then it makes sense. You can't explain? Are you explaining spoilers? It's very good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. His head's getting bigger. He's coming to chat about it. Alright, let's hear it. I'm sorry, and for this spoiler warning, just in case, everybody. I don't know what he's gonna say. Where is he?
My special interest is here. Project Hail Mary.
Project Hail Mary. Let's hear you ramble. Bring it out.
Well, I need to know what problem you had first.
Okay. Well, alright, this is a spoiler warning for everybody, straight up. So, how did the little alien guy know how to understand the human right off the get-go?
Ah, he doesn't.
Because, like, they did this whole, like, clock
Rocky
communication.
Yeah.
But he seems like he knew right from the bat.
Okay, so, Iridians are really, they're basically like walking computers. They're super smart. They don't forget anything. Like, they have a perfect memory. In the movie, it feels like in a day they learn each other's language, and that is purely for the purposes of the film. 100%.
Yeah.
In the book, it's like weeks. It's weeks of language learning, and Grace writes a program on his computer because he's got what they don't really cover in the movie is Ryland has all of human knowledge on his ship, all of it. So every game, movie, etc., every piece of software, and he like creates a very basic language model. So it records what Rocky says, he puts in what the word is, and that's how they communicate. Because Rocky sounds like this.
I love Rocky.
Or whatever. Yeah. So they kind of skirted over the language thing really quickly to get into the movie. But in the book, it's like...
it goes full into it.
The time that Grace and Rocky are together is months. It's like a year. Or I can't remember exactly, but it's like a year journey of like doing science.
Oh my gosh. How many chapters of the book is dedicated to that?
To the language?
Yeah.
It's kind of an ongoing thing. Like it starts off like pretty basic, and then they kind of just skip over a bit, and then every now and again there's like a word that they don't know, kind of thing. Okay. Like, you know, Rocky says
like
his name,
he inputs
and he's like,
and as he goes, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, in the movie, that's definitely it. There's definitely, I didn't like that in the movie. They skirted over how difficult the language barrier is.
They made it seem very easy for Rocky to understand, and I was like, man, this guy knows so much. Look at him go.
That is right. That is right. Rocky is. The movie does a bad job in general of explaining how smart Rocky is. He is a living computer. He is unbelievably clever. Like, he can remember everything. He can do calculations in his head like that, whereas like Grace would have to like type it in and do the math himself. Yeah, right. That's awesome. Rocky's amazing. Okay, here's another one for you, right? I was just thinking scientifically, okay, this is a huge spoiler, where Grace has passed out. He's hit his head on the edge of the ship trying to stabilize the gravity and everything, right? And Rocky saves him, bursts out of the glass and everything, and starts dying. But then gets back in a bubble. How does he get back in the bubble and stabilize what Rocky needs with the oxygen technically still being able to flow into it? Does that make sense?
Like, he's burst out of his case, which the oxygen has then flowed into that space at that point, and then he gets back into it and somehow recovers without Grace doing any kind of science to maybe input the stuff that Rocky needs to recover.
Yeah, so that actually happened. I think it happens slightly differently in the book. So, oxygen, from Rocky's point of view, he lives on a planet where he sees oxygen as like the worst thing in the world. He's like, why do humans breathe oxygen? It explodes. Like, that he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand why you would ever like interact with oxygen. In his atmosphere, it's like the pressure is ridiculously high, the temperature is ridiculously high, and he operates completely differently. So when he's exposed to oxygen, he basically combusts. He basically like goes on fire, but he doesn't like die instantly. So he basically gets out his bubble, saves Ryland. I think in the movie he saves Ryland and then gets back in his bubble before it does enough damage to like knock him out. I believe in the book, if I'm remembering correctly, Ryland comes to after Rocky's saved. Ryland's only passed out because of the gravity. I don't think he like knocks himself out. He's like passed out because of the G-force.
Yeah, that makes
sense. And Rocky like goes and stabilizes the ship, and he like comes back round within, I guess, 30 seconds or so. And I think in the book he drags Rocky. He burns his hands, dragging Rocky back in himself.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
Still doesn't really explain the regeneration of what Rocky needs to survive, though.
Yeah, so basically Rocky heals himself. Ryland gets him in his bubble in time and he just basically lays there for like a week, I think.
I wonder if the oxygen like burns off from the bubble.
Yeah. So Ryland does try and save Rocky, by the way. In the book, he saves Rocky. He tries to like help him, and he comes up with this like basically like a leaf blower, and he blows his like he's got like black soot in all of his vents, and he figures if I can get rid of the soot, he's gonna be okay. And he goes and he blows the soot out. Rocky comes back too, and he's like, "You idiot." He said the soot was basically his body healing itself. It was like scabs. Right. And Ryland had just like blown the scabs off of him and hurt him even more. If Ryland had done that sooner, Rocky would have died. So again, in the book, Rocky is smarter than Ryland like 90% of the time.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Rocky's very intelligent. Okay, that makes a bit more sense, because the movie just absolutely, again, really glazed over that, and I was like, how did he just suddenly recover after taking so much damage?
I think he drags himself back in the movie. He drags himself back in, closes it, but then effectively passes out.
Okay, based off that, actually, how did Rocky know that humans breathe oxygen?
Because Ryland tells him. They learn everything about each other's biology.
Oh, that was in like the first part he went across the bridge. I don't think they I can't remember if they specifically talked about it in the movie, but I guess it was insinuated.
So in the book, Rocky and Ryland learn before they can even start talking about the problems that they're trying to solve. They need to learn each other's languages, and they also learn everything they can about each other's biology. The book, it basically explains everything. There's a couple more differences in the. Do you know what the one? There's a couple of things that really bothered me. One was Rocky not being as smart as he should be, but two, for some reason they changed the blip A. I know why they changed the blip A, but the description of the blip A, Rocky's ship.
Yeah.
In the movie, they made it this really like spectacular, shiny with loads of like crystals and stuff. In the book, it's a really brutal like triangle shape, and it's just it would look like a low poly PS1 game model if it was in the movie. That's why they changed it. Yeah, it would look terrible, because it would look pretty terrible.
Look like a design from the early 2000s sci-fi movie.
Yeah. But it was they changed that, and Ryland never goes in the ship in the book because he physically can't.
Wow,
it's too.
But they did in the movie.
It's the pressure's too high. It's toxic. It's also pitch black in there. Because Rocky doesn't need light.
Yeah, I mean, constantly they're just going by the light of the sun that they're near in order to actually see anything all the time. Gosh, that must be so disorientating to live in that kind of light.
The book is definitely better than the movie, in my opinion.
Mhm.
But I love the fact that he describes a lot of the science fiction in very sciencey terms. So
Mhm.
it feels quite real. Like, he describes how Rocky works, because he's just like a moving rock in the movie, but it explains, like, he's essentially like a biological steam machine. The rocks aren't really his body. He's actually a bunch of internal stuff.
Right. Hmm.
But yeah, it's a very good book, and it explains a lot very well.
Maybe I
There's
gotta
also
pick
one
it up.
little change. You do, or listen to it. I listen to it.
Oh, listening is a good idea, actually. I can put that on for the plane.
Yeah, the other thing they changed. You know, there's like a funny moment where Rocky eats something, and
I'm
like
trying to
it's
remember.
meant to be
Yeah,
like a
and then it's
he-
really kind of inappropriate in a way.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the book, uh, Rocky's entire species, like, eating is quite shameful and private.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why they changed it, to be honest with you. In the book, like, an Iridian eating is a super gross and private thing, and then eventually Ryland convinces him to ask him if he can, like, watch him eat something.
Yeah.
And he does, and he kind of, like, he basically, like, has one hole underneath, and he poops out of it first, and then eats everything underneath.
Oh, gross.
Yeah. I don't know why they changed that, because that would have, that, like...
Yeah, because
I
it
don't
was
know,
just a
I guess they
sudden,
wanted
like,
more
just shove
comedy.
it in there. There was no shame or
Yeah,
anything. It was just eating.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long ago did you see Project Hail Mary? 'Cause it took me a while to be able to see it. I didn't realize it was still in the cinemas.
I
So-
saw it when it came out, pretty
when
much.
it first came out. I think it's still like,
Yeah.
even though there's still a lot of things different from the book, I think by itself, just as a movie, it's really well done. I quite enjoy it.
Yeah, it is good, and they did a better job with the characters.
Mm.
Like, Andy Weir is an amazing author, and he's really good with all his science, and that's why I like his writing, is because it's super sciencey. He'll, like, get out the pen and paper and do the maths, whereas
actually
most
feels
people
real.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
But his character work is a little bit lacking, so the movie definitely, like, picked up where he fell on those sorts of things. Strat, the Dutch lady who kind of is, on the Earth scenes.
Is it like the spearheading things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually think the movie kind of botched her character a little bit. It kind of got there, but not quite. In the book, Strat is basically queen of the world. She has all the authority on the planet. Like, I
got the vibe from the movie, but it still seemed like she was just head of the government organization rather than,
yeah, exactly.
More than that.
She's absolutely ruthless in the book, and there was one scene that really disappointed me. When, this is big spoilers, you should all leave if you haven't seen it.
They've been major spoiled by now if they haven't left yet, or I've muted the stream.
When Ryland says, like, I'm not going, Strat really lays into him, like, shouts in his face, like, calls him a coward, swears at him, and really, like, is angry at him. She's like, I respect you, but you are a coward.
Whereas this one, she was like, yeah, but no.
She was just, like, a bit disappointed. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They kind of butchered her character. There was, like, I would have liked to have seen more science and less of, there was, like a 2-minute scene of her in karaoke. I needed less of that. I needed more of her being a boss.
Right. No, well, in the book, does she have any, like, softer moments, or is she just always hard and cold?
She's pretty to the point the entire time. She doesn't really break character. She cares about the planet. She cares about nothing but, like, solving the planet's problems, and she's like a ultra realist.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, she was awesome in the book. She was, like, probably the best written character. Everyone else was a little bit two-dimensional.
Wow. So huge difference then. She kind of just
big.
She felt like a not side but not main character, She was just, like, pushing things along.
I'd say there's only two main characters, and it's Strat and Ryland, and then everyone else is a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't need the karaoke scene.
It was very sudden when the other scientist guy just died, just like that. Just
they
gone.
explode.
And it's
Yeah.
like, oh my
Yeah,
gosh. Okay.
yeah.
So
That's because they were trying to.
they made a
he was
boo-boo
kind of
with
explaining.
too much of the
Yeah,
thing.
I mean,
Yeah.
astrophage is basically like an unlimited resource.
Mm.
So getting even like micrograms wrong was an insane amount of energy.
Gosh,
Really,
that's terrifying.
such a cool concept. Such a cool concept.
I feel like there's probably, let's be honest with you, there's probably something out here in the real world that hasn't been discovered yet that is that bad. Or powerful, should I say. Either way. Depends how you look at it.
I don't think there's any chance that there's something like that biological.
You never know. Or it'll come from a meteor or something. Something that's traveled many a time. Antimatter? True. It's antimatter.
That is not organic. I did just say that's organic.
Organic, specifically, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, astrophage is alive and it like uses a mechanism that Andy Weir doesn't really fully explain. They said he just kind of goes, it's something to do with neutrinos, which fair enough because it's a sci-fi book that, you know, with things that don't really exist.
That's honestly the easiest thing about when you get into like alien stuff and off-planet stuff, it can be whatever your imagine takes at that point, as long as it seemingly makes sense.
Yeah, I dude, I love it. I've listened to the book so many times. I remember the book better than the movie, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the reason there's plot holes is movie convenience more than anything.
And trying to make it like it was 2 hours and 40 minutes, so it was already really long. So who knows if they even recorded extra scenes explaining it and had to cut them. I would not be surprised. It's very long. How big is it? How many hours does it take to listen to it?
I don't know. Let me check.
We did talk about astrophage. You got a full table of the property of astrophage. Wait, what?
Yeah, I mean, he basically he did a lot of kind of theory crafting of like how astrophage work.
Wow. Is he like is he a scientist himself or something?
He worked at NASA. He worked at NASA.
Wow. I'm working at NASA and turning into an author. Wow.
No, NASA.
NASA. It's NASA, but I'm gonna mess with you.
16 hours the book is.
Okay. That's my plane journey over.
Yeah.
If I'm still awake.
It's a 4.9 stars out of 5 with 40,000 ratings.
Oh my god, that's crazy. Very well done.
Such a cool book.
Oh my word. Well, thank you for the insight. I think they were the main plot holes. I don't think there was anything else that kind of really stuck out. It was mostly just those bits.
They kind of like, as they got to the end, they kind of started rushing and stuff, but the Talmeber and stuff is a lot longer in the book when they're kind of like, when they've got a solution.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Ryland like breeds up the solution, but also creates a horrible problem for himself. They, you know, the beetles, the little robots.
Little robots. Hold on, give me
there was a bit of a in the book. It's a little bit convoluted, so I see why they changed it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
But
I don't know.
So when they found the astrophage, the Talmeber, you know, the little things that eat the astrophage, the solution to all their problems.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing those Talmeber did was eat all of their fuel.
Right.
And they were stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we got that a little bit, but like it truly ate all of the fuel. So in the book, he tethers the little beetles and pulls the ship with the beetles.
What?
Yeah. So I see why they changed it, because it's a little bit
far-fetched,
a little bit
in
crazy.
A way. Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily far-fetched. They didn't have to take like the Hail Mary far, but
what an interesting
there was
concept,
something
though.
like that.
So it's those little like pods that they sent back to Earth, right? Are we saying those guys?
Yeah. So he used 3 of them, I think, to pull the Project Hail Mary out of the predicament it was in.
Because they're never getting to Earth, so there's your
because
home.
The Talmeber ate all of their fuel, but it wasn't affected. The thingies weren't affected.
But in the movie, they only ate part of the fuel, and he realized before it got to be an issue.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think they simplified that, which kind of makes sense. And then they sent all of the bots off.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, it worked. So now he's currently stuck somewhere on an alien planet teaching school to some aliens, like teaching English to aliens.
Yeah, I
But
think.
they're the cutest little dudes.
Yeah, on the book, at the end, he eats like burgers made of his own flesh, like cloned of him.
Ugh.
Like well, yeah,
What?
they had a horrible time feeding Grace. He was able to eat slurry for a while, but he nearly died from starvation.
Oh my gosh.
The Iridians needed to feed him things, but all of the food on Eridani is like made of heavy metals.
Yeah, I mean...
So they cloned him and made burgers out of him.
Oh!
Like, they cloned his, like, meat, grew meat, and then fed him his own meat. Well, it was the way to get protein and stuff.
No, I could have gone without that knowledge.
Yeah, maybe they did that for that. And then at the end, when he's teaching all the little rocks, he doesn't, like, turn up with a laptop. He has, like, I don't know why they didn't do this, by the way. He has, like, an organ. He sits down by an organ, and he can play the organ to the tunes of the rock, so he can, like, speak fluent Eridani.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is pretty cool.
They
yeah,
should have done that in
cool.
the movie. That would have been so much more fascinating. That like he's spent the time, he knows the language now. They could have just subtitled it. Would have been fine.
But in the book though, in the movie they don't really in the book, like, or at least in the audiobook, you kind of hear Rocky going enough to remember that he is not actually speaking English.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because for a long time, you've always got the AI, like the overview of all the database entries.
In the movie, Rocky doesn't really go boop, 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 all that much. He speaks with a robot voice pretty quickly.
Wow. Yeah. That's great. And it's cool to see how he was able to get Rocky to see things as well, see the screens. That explanation was pretty cool. He had to point his little device at it. Yeah.
Rocky
smart
did that. Yeah, Rocky has a solution to that, but also it's because they can't see. They kind of skirted over a lot because Iridians can't see. They basically weren't that interested in space travel because they couldn't see that. They don't know they know there's stars out there, but like they don't look up at the stars and like wonder what's out there. They only found out after. They were very, like, you know, for most of human history, we've looked at the stars and gone, oh, I wonder what's up there. But they didn't discover it until they basically built a, a space elevator or whatever it was called.
Yeah, right. Because their vibrations wouldn't have allowed them to see that far into the sky. Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. You should definitely read the book. You will. It's almost a shame you watched the movie first, because I hate, with a capital H, the fact that they spoiled Rocky straight away. He was in the trailer. In the book, you get presented with this problem of astrophage on its own, right? You get this is the problem. We've got little amoeba-y type things eating the sun, and you're like, damn, that's a really difficult problem to solve. I wonder how they're going to do it. And then he flies all the way out into space, and instead of finding a solution, he finds another spaceship. And I was like, what? And then, I was like flabbergasted. But so like halfway through the book, you get the reveal that there's not just a little like bacteria alien. There's like a real alien with legs, and it's a rock, and it's scary looking. And it was just the sort of the pacing and reveal in the book is great, but obviously they were like, movie, look at the cute rock, come watch the movie.
If it's any consolation, I don't remember actually seeing the trailer before I went to go see it. I think I probably saw like tiny little snippets before that point, and then it was just like,
you knew that Rocky existed.
I didn't. I was fully surprised. Yeah, I went into that very much on the unknown, and I had a great time when that shit rocked up and they did the whole like back and forth stop thing. It was like, oh, that's something sentient, and the little throwing the pods at the spaceship was absolutely adorable. It's like, oh, he thinks I'm too stupid, cool. So he's throwing it really slow for me. And then he had a hard time picking it up.
They did that bit pretty faithfully, actually.
That was funny. I really liked that bit. I had a great time watching that. It's like, yes, comparative to him, you are too stupid to catch it quickly.
So that so in terms of like their species, Rocky's species, they have this magic metal. They kind of skirted over it. What did they? Oh, what was it called? Xenonite. They have this magic metal, and they can basically make anything out of Xenonite. That's like their main thing that they have.
They seem to have an endless supply of it. So much of it.
Yeah, he's got a lot. Earth's science in the book is actually more advanced than the Iridians.
Right.
So the way he describes it, is that Rocky is the best engineer in the universe, but from 1960.
Oh.
So they haven't got, is it transistor? They haven't invented the transistor, and they this is the bit I found really, really hard to believe, is that Iridians hadn't discovered radiation. They didn't know what radiation was, and that's why all his crew died. Right.
Yeah, because once the I'm trying to remember the thing exactly. What exactly happened to the fuel tanks? I'm trying to remember. So it leaked out because they took all the astrophage on the ship. It ended up being toxic and causing radiation and slowly killed them all.
No, there's just radiation in space because there's nothing stopping it. There's no atmosphere stopping it. So there's just radiation flying everywhere.
I have a question before this disappears from my brain. How did the other humans die, the two other pilots? Because one looked like they died ages ago, and the other one looked like they died like half that time of the other person. They didn't explain how they actually died, because they obviously hadn't completed their mission yet, so they're not going to self-deconstruct, you know?
Yeah, so humans aren't supposed to be in a coma for 4 years. And they don't really know why they died in the book, but humans are just not supposed to be in a coma for that long. Right. And even with the coma-resistant genes that all of them have, there was still a huge risk that they were going to die, and the two crewmates did die at different times.
Right. Imagine the most, like, almost the most important person with the scientist is the one that survives, who's able to still figure it out. If he died first, they would have been goners, basically. He just happened to be the last one standing.
Your chat knows something I don't. He said he reserved the how they died for a potential sequel.
Oh.
How would that work?
Huh. Interesting. How long ago did he write the book? How old is it?
The book's not... No, it was not that long ago. 2022.
Okay. Still pretty fresh. Huh. Well, then, yeah, you might have a follow-on through with that. But does it need a follow-on through with it? Like, it seems like it was a complete story, you know?
I don't know. If he's got... Let him cook. If he's got an idea.
Yeah. Make it work. Okay, yeah, because that was the big thing. We're like, why are they so much worse off?
Andy Weir wrote The Martian, so any book... And he writes books like they're movies. So... Any book he writes, someone's going to pick it up and make it immediately.
Amazing.
Which is what happened with Project Hail Mary, by the way. It was out for a day, and it was already confirmed to be a movie.
Wow. Craziness. I wonder if he, kind of let...
The Martian did super well.
It did. I enjoyed The Martian as well. I got, like, a little bit queasy in the scene where he had to, like, kind of heal himself from his major injury type situation. I remember watching it in the cinemas, and I don't know what it was that day. I don't usually like get wanting to throw up levels of queasy, but I was just like, that really unsettled the stomach. I don't know what it was, but it was a very good movie all around.
Think chat can vouch for me here. I have been talking about Project Hail Mary since it came out. I have been promoting that book since the day it came out. Andy Weir, if you're listening, if you're watching right now, because I know you watch Pearl streams, love the book.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's why you absolutely just jumped straight up when I mentioned seeing the movie. I saw it yesterday.
My special interest, Spidey sense, was tingling. I was like, Project Hail Mary.
Got to take a chance to talk about that. I don't know. Put yourself out there. Maybe he'll discover how rambly you've been and take you up on that.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, thank you for explaining.